So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the secret behind pretty much every great piece of architecture out there: site analysis. It's that critical first move that really decides if a building feels like it belongs or if it just feels kind of like an unwelcome guest.
I mean, think about it. You've definitely seen them. Those buildings that just seem to grow right out of the landscape, completely in sync with everything around them. Well, I can tell you, that doesn't happen by accident. It's not magic. It's the result of some serious, careful investigation.
And the secret to that perfect fit? It's this. Before a single line was ever drawn, the architect just listened. They listened to the story that the land, the sun, the wind, and even the community were telling. Now, this process of listening has a name: site analysis. It's the very first stage of any architectural project, and it's all about understanding everything about a specific place. We're talking climate, geography, history, the local laws, the infrastructure, the whole shebang. This is the bedrock that every single design decision is built on.
Okay, so let's get into how this actually works. The best way to think about it is to picture the architect as a detective. Seriously. Their job is to uncover the truth of the site, and their investigation follows this really clear three-phase process.
First up, they have to gather all the clues through some serious research. Then, once they have all the pieces, they start connecting the dots and looking for patterns. That's the analysis phase. And finally, they bring it all together to form a solid design theory in the synthesis phase. See? Each step just builds right on top of the last one.
All right, let's kick it off with Phase 1, gathering the clues. This part is all about data collection. The architect's goal here is simple: collect every single relevant piece of information, from the huge, big-picture stuff down to the tiniest details, using every tool they've got.
And you know, a lot of times, this investigation starts from way up in the sky. Architects today have these incredible digital tools at their fingertips. GIS geoportals give them these layered geographical maps. Websites like the Global Solar Atlas can give them super precise data on sun exposure for the entire year. And tools like Vinteski, they can map out wind patterns for literally any spot on Earth.
But all that amazing high-tech data doesn't mean a thing without getting your boots on the ground. The physical site visit is, and always will be, absolutely irreplaceable. This is where the architect is taking measurements, snapping photos, and, this is the big one, gathering sensory information. How does the site feel? What does it sound like? What does it smell like?
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. You've got to treasure personal first impressions, sensory data. This is the information that cannot be found on any map. It's about getting the vibe, the unique character of a place. And that's something you're just not going to find in any database.
Okay, so all the clues are in the bag. Now, the real detective work begins. Welcome to Phase 2, decoding the clues. This is the analysis part, where all that raw data gets interpreted to find meaning, to spot opportunities, and, just as important, to uncover any constraints.
And broadly speaking, these clues fall into two main buckets. On one side, you've got all the natural forces, things like the sun, the wind, the shape of the land, water, all the plant life. And on the other side, you've got the human context, everything from legal stuff like zoning laws and infrastructure to the social fabric and history of a neighborhood.
Let's see how this decoding actually plays out, starting with the sun path. By analyzing its arc across the sky through the seasons, an architect can figure out the absolute best way to orient the building. They'll know where to put windows to get the most natural light, and how to design for shade in the hot summer while also catching the sun's warmth in the winter. This has a huge impact on comfort and energy bills.
And it's the exact same story with wind and water. If you understand where the main winds come from, you can design for amazing natural ventilation, maybe cooling a building without even needing AC. And knowing how much it rains, well, that's going to influence everything from the shape of the roof and the materials you pick for the outside to how you design the drainage systems.
Of course, a building doesn't just exist in some natural bubble. It's part of a community, so analyzing that human context is absolutely vital. This means digging into the rules, like zoning regulations. It means looking around and understanding the local architectural style. And it means thinking about real-life social stuff, like traffic, where noise is coming from, and how easy it is to get to public transit.
So the clues are gathered, the patterns are decoded, and this brings our detective to the final and most exciting phase, synthesis. This is the aha moment. This is where all those different threads get woven together into one single, cohesive design story. Think about a building like Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water.
It's not just a house near a waterfall, right? Its whole design is a direct response to the waterfall, the rocks, the forest. That is synthesis.
And this brings us to the most important question of all, where all this abstract data has to become concrete. Given everything we now know about this one specific site, what on earth should we actually build here? Well, this slide just lays it out perfectly. It's a direct cause and effect. Your analysis shows there's a really strong hot afternoon sun coming from the west. Okay, so what's the design implication? Let's put fewer windows on that side and maybe use some overhangs for shade. You find out the summer breeze comes from the southwest. Implication? Let's face the windows that way to catch it for natural cooling. There's a noisy street to the north. Implication? Let's put the quiet rooms, like bedrooms, on the opposite side to the south. It's a straight line from analysis to action.
In the final result of all this work, this synthesis, it's usually not some 100-page report. It's often a single, powerful visual diagram. You can think of it like the detective's final briefing board. It maps out all the crucial elements in one spot: the property lines, the best views you want to capture, where people and cars will go, the sun and wind patterns, noise sources, and any important trees you want to save. It's the entire design strategy, right there on one page.
So in the end, a truly great site analysis is so much more than a technical exercise. It's really a conversation. It doesn't just list the facts about a place. It respectfully asks, what does this place want to become? And that's how we get buildings that don't just sit on a piece of land, but actually complete it. So the next time you see a building that feels perfectly at home, you'll know it didn't happen by chance. It happened because someone really took the time to listen.